Sorry. Sorry, people online, you missed the most exciting part. Um, no, you didn't. Anyway, Gesell should be getting here in 4 or 5 minutes. So actually, when I finish with announcements, we should go ahead and go outside. We'll line up between the front door and the entry to the parking lot so we can greet him with katas. And then when he comes in, we're going to do a little ritual called offering a mandala. That's these little items that are over here. They represent, this is like a representation of offering him all the best of the best in the universe. So there's a little mandala that literally represents the universe, and then the body, speech, and mind of the Buddha. So we'll be offering that, and then teachings will begin. And then at the end of the teaching this morning, we'll have a chance to offer a kata personally, directly to Geshe. And if you have a card or another offering to make him, then you can bring that with you at that time. And then there's some exciting things coming up. Tomorrow we begin the next module in Discovering Buddhism, and this is the module on taking refuge in the Three Jewels, taught by our intrepid leader, Robbie Watkins. It starts at 7 o'clock. And then in February and March, we have a really exciting visit coming with monks from Sarah J. Monastery, actually from the house that Geshe Gelek and Geshe Sangpo grew up in, so it's good friends of theirs. And they're going to be doing sand mandalas here. We're going to have, on the first weekend in February, we'll have a mandala of healing, or medicine Buddha. That'll be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then on the second weekend in March, we will have a mandala of peace and prosperity, or green Tara. And we are looking at possibly having another one out in the community somewhere. So keep your ears open for those. And then other really exciting news, mark your calendars, save the date for May 8th, because we have a very special visit from His Eminence, the 7th Ling Rinpoche, who's going to be here for 1 day to teach and give an empowerment. We just happened to discover that he was in the United States, and we begged, please, please, please come here, and he very kindly agreed. So this is very exciting to have him coming. Linda, is there anything I missed? I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get ready. He should be here anytime. Thanks.
Death Valley deserts that move across the ground on their own, leaving behind bizarrely long tracks. And for a century, nobody could figure out why.
For those of you online, we are starting outside first, so just sit patiently. We'll be in shortly.
Visualize, please visualize.
Please turn to page 97 and 98 in the Gold Prayer Book, and we'll cite the short
Just go, hold
mandala
on one
offering.
second. First, it's so happy to see all my friends again. It's been like 2 months. So I want to wish you very happy new year, good health, tons of happiness. So just want to say that before the prayer, okay? Yeah. And same to all my friends on Zoom. So good to see you. Oh, yeah.
Erki shushing metog tamri rabliji nidegen body sangye jingdu mi te hua idoku namdak shin la che pasho Jetsun Lama Dampa Kenam Kichuku Kala Kense Chujintri Chita Tsampe Nujezima La Jab Gerchuki Charpawab to Sir Idam Guru Ratamadalakam Niryatayami. Now turn to page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book. And we'll recite the Shakyamuni Buddha mantra 3 times. Te ata mune mune maha munaye soha. Te ata mune mune Mahamunaye Soha. Te ata mune mune Mahamunaye Soha. Now the Medicine Buddha stanza and mantra. First the stanza. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name when merely heard dispels the suffering of the lower realms, dispel of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Te ata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha Teata Om Bekanze Bekanze Maha Bekanze Bekanze Raja Samugate Soha. Now the four immeasurables also on page 34. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. And on page 37, the verse of praise and mantra for Chenrezig and Green Tara. First the one for Chenrezig. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings. To you, Chenrezig, all sing when I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Now the one for Green Tara. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from the 8 fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu re Soha. 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 On page 34, the refuge and bodhicitta prayer, which Geshe will lead us.
So this prayer that I'm going to lead, this very traditional Buddhist prayer. So that you are supposed to do before every class teaching. So I think it's important for all of us to know the reason behind that. It's not just, it's more than traditions. It has reason. Here, according to the prayer that I'm about to lead, according to that prayer, the meaning of that prayer is like what he's saying is like, I'm going to take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha till I reach full enlightenment. For what? Just to benefit. To whom? Everyone. Every single breathing living being. Not just this group, that group. Everyone. Every single breathing living being. That's the goal, to benefit. Therefore, I take refuge Buddha Dharma Sangha in order to achieve full enlightenment for to benefit them. That's all. That is the meaning of the prayer that I'm about to lead. But if you are Buddhist, then you take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. If you are not Buddhist, then you take whomever you believe, you take refuge in that. If you don't believe in anything, but still you can think something positive, for example, like that doing this prayer, you can just meditate and try to generate altruistic attitude to benefit living being. So that kind of attitude. So then, whether you say the prayer or not, so then it serves the purpose. It serves the reason why we say this prayer, okay? Just want to share that with you. We, believer or not believer, we all have opportunities to generate positive intentions, positive attitude, loving kindness, compassion, so which will greatly benefit you, and of course indirectly benefit other living beings too. Sanje chodang soje chonam la chanju. Dāgī chūshī jībē sūnāṃ jī dōlā pēnjī sāñjī nūmārāyō. Sāñjī chūdāṃ sūjī chōnāṃ lā chāñjū pādāṃ dāmi. Dāgī chūshī jībē sūnāṃ jī dōlā pēnjī sāñjī chūdāṃ sūjī chōnāṃ lā chāñjū pādāṃ. Dāgī chīshī jībē sūnāṃ jī dōlā pēnjī sāñjī. So traditionally, when you are teaching class, you need to probably think in your mind, the very reason or purpose of teaching is just to benefit, that's all. Not to make myself something special or like there's zero concern about yourself. The very reason that you are teaching is just to benefit, that's all. That's all you care, nothing else, that's all you care. Then what you are saying, if you are listening, you are saying any positive energy or merit created by listening, and I dedicated that for benefit others, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. So it all boils down on generating technically what is called bodhicitta, wishing full enlightenment for betterment of all living beings. That's bodhicitta. Or maybe some sort of altruistic attitude is very important to develop for any teaching occasion, whether you are teaching or listening. So that motivation is key to you to success, for your happiness and happiness for other living beings. So, I forget to just to say first, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's kind of sleepy, so so this symbolizes, there are a few figures. When I say children, I give it to them. So then somebody put something new, so I give it to them. So this one, I think Elise bought. So this has this symbolizes, I think, love. So her dog found that. on the street. So she put it here. Maybe we start with short meditations. Okay. Any questions? No. I think, please tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Correct me. So our life experience, we have all experienced life. My case, almost now 60 years, experienced lives. You probably, some of them very young here. So it's all manifestations of our mind. What do you say? It's a manifestation of our mind. It's our perceptions. That's what we're experiencing. Dani dagi guinjis. Dani dagi dani means you. Da means again you. You are your own boss. Boss. Dani dagi. You are your own leader. So that it's been said in teaching. Dani dagi guinji sheni sushi gundu. Who else become the leader beside you? That statement. Other hand, dani dagi dainji sheni sushi. Dani dagi da means you are your own boss. You are your own enemy. Generally speaking, what enemy do? Enemy trying to destroy your happiness. That's what they do. That's the reason that why you call you are your own boss, you are your enemy. Time to think. Time to think. I can't make the decisions, but time to think. We all have this marvelous brain. Then this is one of the writers said, master, in technically we call master, teacher. It's a writer, basically it's a writer. It's like very well-educated writer, not just educated, also has experience, a lot of experience. Whatever they write, they probably implement it in their life. Basically, what that means is their life experience. Reflect on a piece of paper. That's what it is. You could call instructions, guidelines, whatever you call. That's what it is. You are your own boss. Who else is going to be your boss? That's the first statement. Then say you are your own enemy. So then another Indian scholar called Shantideva wrote these books around like 8th centuries, around 8th centuries. The book has already been written. In that book, it has like 10 chapters, so I don't remember exactly which chapter this statement is coming from, but it's somewhere there. It's somewhere there. Dunga tordu semiyeceğim. Dunga tordu semiyeceğim. Dunga complication, problem, pain, many things, dissatisfactions, anxiety, stress, fear, all kind of complication, all kind of problem. So each and every one of us, regardless, Tibetan, American, monks, nuns, lay people, doesn't matter. It's not based on culture, not based on belief systems, not based on traditions, not based on how you look, how you dress, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Each and every one of us has a desire to overcome from problems. Is that true? That's true. You don't have to believe in anything. That's true. That's there. No what to do. Same here, just that's what this writer said. You, me, everyone has desire to overcome problems. That is the fact. It's not just imagining. That's the fact. That's the reality of the world, people. The first statement makes 100% sense. You understand that what it really means. Second one, kind of interesting. Dunga torde semiyuja dunga nila ngombar juice. It looks like that pretty much you are going for pain. That doesn't make sense. So of course you ask yourself, are you going for pain? Are you looking for pain? No. Answer is very clear. So then what this writer is trying to say, it looks like, it doesn't say you are going for more pain. It looks like you are going for the pain. Looks like. What that means, need to dig a little bit deeper. Desire is not for more pain. Desire for overcome from pain. That's the fact. Second line, looks like that you are going for more pain. Looks like. Now something's going wrong. Something's going wrong. Intention is not wrong. Intention is right. Want to overcome. Intentions, there's nothing wrong with intentions. Maybe there's a goal to reach some level of happiness or comfort or happiness, whatever you call comfort or happiness. Something between them is going wrong. Mechanism, very mechanism we use, not always the best, unfortunately. So that there also need to be more mindful. Mechanism that we use. We scream, we shout, we throw things, not really with intentions to having more pain. The intention is to ease the pain, but the mechanism we use, it increases the pain. Not intentions to throwing things, shouting, screaming. You don't have intentions to create more pain to yourself. That's not the intention. The intention is to ease. But the very mechanism we utilize is causing more pain and not being, once your mind, the mind that, your mind that manifests things, that mind is screw up. Nothing good comes out of that. Get angry, raging anger, then anything comes out there, unfortunately. Nobody benefits. Nobody benefits. You could be well educated, that moment you have no happiness. No happiness. You could be someone very special, at that moment you have no happiness. You could be very famous, very powerful, at that moment, no happiness. Same thing for everyone. So, then there's one stanza, the first two lines. Then the second two lines, Deva Dvejans, you want happiness. There's nothing to discuss. Deva Dvejans, Timu be rangi Deva Dada Jones. Timu means, sorry, this word is not the best. Ignorance. Ignorance, we don't like to be called ignorance. We think we know everything, but sometimes need to admit that something may be. I think it's good to admit there's something that you don't know. You can't just pretend all the time, oh, I know everything. Probably doesn't much benefit. Deva Dveja have wanting happiness. You are destroying your happiness like your own enemy. Out of what? In the text it says, out of ignorance. very mechanism there you are using, you are about to use, you are thinking to use, that's not much wisdom. It's actually, sorry to say, it's actually pretty much ignorance. So then you believing in that, then you utilize that, then create more pain. So my point here, meditation. Here meditations become quite famous in the West. The term, people, all kinds of people meditate. What we need to understand, the purpose that we really need to understand. Just sit like this. This has been sitting here like this all the time. mean doesn't much. You can make all kinds of gesture here like this. You're just sitting. Looks like meditation position. Does it mean meditation? Hard to say. You just sit like that. Therefore, all my friends, this is my moral responsibility to explain to you. Then whether you implement it, not whether you accept or not, it's up to you. You can force. Gom top nimochuas. Gom meditation. Top means power, meaning, power, purpose. There's a gom top nimochua. Nimo. Afflicted mind. Understand? Ill will. Negative mindset. No good. It's not good for Buddhists, it's not good for Christians, it's not good for atheists, not good for everyone. It's not good. It doesn't help you. Negative mindset. That's called, this is a fancy term called afflicted emotions. Called pneumon. Tibetan word called pneumon. In Sanskrit it's called klesha, pneumon. Gom top. Gom, meditation, top, power. Now, power of meditation, what? Subdue this negative mindset. Best, eradicate. Best not to have one. Best not to have one. Your life will be much, much better off. You don't have to believe in anything. Long as you are free from negative mind, your life will be better. So more you meditate, we have now less and less disturbing thought. Very good. You don't have disturbing thought based on culture, tradition, religion. You don't. No. Your life is much better. You will have better health. No problem with the blood pressure, first of all. Why is that? Nobody. Look around, please. Nobody wants suffering. Nobody. Don't ever think that person deserve. Nobody deserve. Nobody deserve pain. Everyone deserves happiness. This ignorance, you think like, that person deserves pain. It's ignorance. It's no wisdom. It doesn't benefit you. Oh, that's the whole point of meditation, is to subdue, minimize negative thought. Your life will be much, much better. Oh. We talk about universal compassion, we talk about world peace, all kinds of things we talk about. That one thing, very important thing that we need to understand is nobody wants any pain. Nobody. That needs to be crystal clear. Nobody. Nobody, even the slightest problem, nobody wants. Nobody including yourself. Nobody wants. That is the fact. So then believing will cause a little more pain for that person, you'll be happier. Ignorance. Ignorance. It's not going to happen because that person is not looking for pain. And why you believe that you're causing some more pain that it leads you to happiness, that's called ignorance. That's called ignorance. That's not wisdom. The one meditation, that needs to be very crystal clearly needs to understood. It's a very basic thing. Meditations. That is very extremely difficult to implement. You know why? Let people's actions, our actions. It's not mellow. It's not mellow. How is it mellow? It's not peaceful all the time. Let the nimong. Then the negative mindset is not weak. It's almost like feel like there you are in the middle of huge two waves of people's thinking, people's actions, not always something peaceful or joyful. And you are trying to survive in that middle of there, this two pushing here, pushing there, not easy. That's why it's so hard. Does it mean impossible? No, it doesn't mean impossible. It's possible, but it requires some effort and dedication and determination to change for the sake of your own happiness. Then hope that will help somebody else's happiness. This is like everyone in this wild ocean, there's a wild wave getting here, getting there. People say something, they comment your look, they comment your clothes, your health, or all kinds of things. No? That's why sometimes you're overwhelmed when you look around like this, like you kind of feel like something like hopeless, there, or maybe there's not much hope. You know, you don't see many people doing something positive. You always see in the news, the TV, wherever you read, you look, there's always like horrible things happening here, there. It's kind of heartbreaking. You know, that you can't blame people that why they feel hopeless. You know, when you look. But on the other hand, you don't see that people are doing many good things. You don't see them in the newspaper, in the TV. They don't show because people are not, unfortunately, people are not interested to look at them, see them, watch them. That's another unfortunate. Doesn't mean the world is like filled with horrible people. No, not true. There are so many good people, good-hearted people, doing so many good things, but that is the situation. Unfortunately, that's the situation. So therefore, meditation is very much needed to help yourself. If you really want to help yourself, the authentic, organic way to help yourself is to minimize the disturbing thought. Whatever ways you can do that by reading, riding a bike in the wood, climbing Colorado mountains, doesn't matter. Whatever ways you can help to clear out your mind or to get rid of your negative thought, get rid of, it's better for you, it's get rid of. Whatever ways. Through meditation, then please meditate. Means not just sit, you know, need to think. Think. They are like analytical meditation, review meditations, or single-pointed meditation. This all helps. This all helps. This all, you know, single-pointed meditation will basically minimize thought. It's kind of minimize your thought. Analytical meditation doesn't minimize your thought, but you know, your mind is occupied with analyzing something. You know, the review meditations, you know, it's good if you have remember some materials by your heart, so then you go them step by step. During that, say, let's say, it takes like 1 hour. During that 1 hour, your mind is occupied with all the positive information. You're just reviewing them. There's a lot of benefit. During that period, for example, say, may all sentient beings have happiness, the cause of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering, the cause of suffering. That, during that time, If you are being mindful, your mind is occupied with this beautiful message. And there will be no ill will, there will be no ill thought. Oh. So, so this is the beginning of the first class in 2024. I just want to share with all my friends here on Zoom. The purpose of meditations is very important. Don't think just to sit down, just it's not like a need to, how you say, the whole point is to subdue disturbing thought, okay? So now here, the meditation that today I'm going to lead here is, how many people believe in mind? Mind? Do you believe in mind? I think, Robert Thurman? Robert Thurman. Yeah. He was monk before he was monk. And I think his teacher was Mongolian monk. One time, he's sitting at told me, he's sitting at, not just, there's like groups of we are teaching together. He said, he just meditating. His teacher showed up and he said, what are you doing? He said, meditating. So then it's kind of, I think teacher said, you can't meditate. He kind of upset, what? Why? So that you don't have mind. Maybe his English is not that great like my English, but he said, you don't have mind. He said, what? So then later he went there home and he thought like, why he said that? He thought deep down he doesn't really believe in mind. He kind of figured out deep down he doesn't really believe in mind. So, that doesn't mean I'm telling you don't believe in mind, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just telling the stories. The mind has nature, the conventional nature and ultimate nature. There's two natures. According to Buddhist philosophy, what is the definition of mind? If you ask what is the definition of mind according to Buddhist philosophy, so the definition will be clear knowing. Clear knowing. That's the mind. Clear knowing. Saching Ripa, clear knowing. You can see, you can touch, you can see, there's no shape, no color, nothing, but that is the mind. Clear knowing. Something that knows things, clear knowing. It has conventional nature and ultimate natures, ultimate. The conventional nature here, probably some of you probably read the books like Introducing the Nature of Mind. Introducing the nature of mind, so that means first you introduce the conventional nature of mind. So if that becomes successful, then eventually you introduce ultimate nature of the mind. So now the first one, that's the one I just want to, how much time I have?
40 minutes.
40 minutes? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's more than enough. So this meditation is going to be meditation on conventional nature of your awareness. Your awareness, you say, I'm aware. But we don't say I'm aware of my awareness. We usually say I'm aware of my surrounding. Please be aware of your surrounding. So they're aware, there's awareness. So, but we occasionally say I'm aware of my awareness. In order to say that, first you have to have some clue. What is the nature of awareness? What is the definition of awareness? It's like clear knowing. It's the definitions. That's how we study mind and mental factor according to Buddhist philosophy. Everything has definitions. That's how you define consciousness, mind, awareness. This is all same, different names, mean the same thing, clear knowing. So, for all of us, including myself, I think it was good to good to focus or improve our concentrations, and in day-to-day life, maybe it's good to just sit, then concentrate, and try to, in order to have having many thoughts. So I think sometimes it's good to have just less thought, or maybe one thought. It benefits you. So this is meditation about this, or this meditation is all about that. So now, how this meditation begin? Nawa Pempi. Nawa means appearances, just appearances. Pempi means it's not the book, it's not our best pet. It's not this, it's not this, it's not this, it's nothing. It's just, you could say space. Nawa Pempi. It's just something that appeared. You can't say this, that, like that. Nawa Pempi. Yeah, it's possible. You can do, I can do, you can do, of course. If some human can do, you can do too. There's no reason. Just sit. Are you experiencing something that's not this or that? Yes, you do experience. How long? Then that's the difficult question. But you do experience something when you. Yeah, if someone says, focus on space, what do you see? What do you see? You see nothing, no object. You see something like that. Nawa Pimpin, Ngang Ni La Reto. The best way to place your mind on that appearance is not this. Let's say space, but for you is better, space. Or you can say space between thought, break between thoughts, probably better, in your language is better, probably you understand better. But Tibetan is a word called Nawa Pempi. Nawa means appearance. Pempi means it's not this, it's not that, it's just that. So let's just say space. Place your attention on the space, or space between thoughts, just place there. What is the best way to place? What is the best way to place my attention on that space? The best way to place your attention on that space is no worries, reto, no expectations, no concern that tie in past event, the concern that past are tied to future, none of that. Just be, not trying to be something, just be there physically, mentally, just be in that space, just be there. Nothing to analyze, there's nothing to see, nothing to analyze. Don't analyze, there's nothing to analyze. You may pause there a little bit, just pause, just be there, short period of time, just be there, short period of time. So this should not be like, fast, then slow, then eventually, it shouldn't be like that. Need to be wide awake, very fresh, wide awake. It's not like that, Shouldn't be like fainting, you're kind of fainting, not like that. Need to be wide awake. It's not like you are like completely stopping your thought. No, you are not doing that. You are not wandering. You are on that space. You are just physically, mentally, you are there. So no concern, no expectation, you're just there. How long? Short period of time, short period. Need to be mindful, of course, need to be mindful. Make sure it's there. Make sure it's not here. Make sure it's not in the kitchen looking for ice cream. Make sure it's not running to the Whole Food store looking for chocolate chip cookies. It's there, right there. Just minute, just 2 minutes. Sacrifice just 2 minutes. Just sacrifice 2 minutes. Okay? Nawa pembe ngani la redo la so nam toki. Jeju kaya mayimba yome chungse nyambar shas. Meditate. Short period of time. So we do this maybe a few times. We just start, okay? Understand? Clearly? Otherwise he will translate. Yeah, then maybe we do maybe few, like maybe multiple, maybe few minutes, like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Just try, please. You can guide yourself, John, be aware, space between thought. You can just guide verbally. If you can just sit, think, you can guide gently, John, beware of space between thought. No concern, no expectations, fully awake. Don't wander. Like that, you can guide slow, okay? Yeah, maybe. Maybe again, meditate, please, again. One more. Sorry, it says like short. It doesn't say 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe it was minute, that's better. Begin with short. 30 seconds, 40 seconds, then 60 seconds, then slow increase. The beginning, if you sit too long, make sure the next time when you come back, when you see meditation questions, make sure you don't feel like throw up. So that's unskillful. Beginning short, meaning when you experience, when you become good at meditation, then maybe few long. Then if you sit there like 4 hours out of 12 hours, 4 hours a day without wandering, able to place your attention on one space between thought, that's fantastic news. So then your concentration is pretty reached to the highest level. So then maybe at the beginning, your mind is like murky water. Murky water. So now this meditation, eventually, this meditation should become like still, clear water. That's the hope, that your meditation becomes like still, clear water. See? Yeah, because you are not glass, you are shaking, no longer shaking. In this case, you are not in shaking, same as like having multiple thought. In this case, you are not having multiple thought. You are just placing your attention space between thought. That's all you're doing. You are not thinking anything else. You are trying to put all your effort there. Is that possible? You think it's possible? It is possible, yeah. So how I become good at that depends how often you do. You can't just do one time, 2 minutes, hoping that it will be easy, a piece of cake. That's not going to happen, sorry. So, making yourself familiar Become easier and easier and easier and easier. Same like typing, driving. Long time ago, first came here, don't know how to type. Then person teaching me, goal is to type without looking at keyboard. This seems like impossible to reach. This is how you can do. Hard to see the keyboard. Now you are telling me goal is to type without looking at keyboard. That is possible because that person did it, but you don't trust. You don't believe that's impossible. Slowly, one by one, then here and there, like go like this. So now that is possible, but you don't believe that. So now you are teaching somebody else. Then you want to like, how come you don't? I pointed it five times. That's how you've been taught. You forget. You forgot that. That's how you've been taught. Now you are teaching somebody else. You kind of get frustrated because how come that I pointed 7 times? Maybe a person who taught you maybe pointed more than 25 times. You kind of forgot. So anyway, this is all like familiarization, being consistent, so then day-to-day, daily basis. So that's how progress has been made. So then that murky water become still clear water. That's the hope. And is possible. It is possible. It is very possible. So then you are introduced, conventional nature of awareness is already be introduced to you, already be introduced. Not just introduced, you recognize, now you recognize. So the second step now to introduce ultimate nature of awareness. That's a little bit more complicated and much deeper. So then what do you do? How much time?
About 20 minutes.
Okay. Let me finish this, please. Okay, it's important. I think important for me. I'm not sure how important for you. It leads to touch. So now what happens? Now before you know this, like the water is like very murky, meaning all kind of thought, thinking here, physically here, mentally everywhere. So that's no longer the case. Now physically, mentally, just here, physically, mentally. That's what I mean, become crystal clear water. Mayo tangbe chu. Mayo tangbe chu. Mayo means still. Tang means clear. Chu means water. Mayo tangbe. Chu nangdo, in that water. Same like deep in the ocean, the bottom of the oceans. Fish goes, doesn't disturb the ocean. They just navigate through the ocean. The ocean doesn't get disturbed by the fish. Similarly, here now, this become like still clear water. Become. So there's tiny fish now, small fish, navigating through the water without disturbing water, meaning it's not disturbing your meditation. Your meditation is still perfectly good. But that fish is not disturbing your meditation. What that fish is, that is a separate set of awareness. That's what it is. Separate set of awareness. You are meditating, but still there's a separate set of awareness. Or that doesn't make really sense how you explain that. When you take a walk with your friend in the wood, you are aware of the conversation and simultaneously you're aware the path, very path you are walking on. You have to, otherwise you'll fall down or maybe you hit your nose on the trees, all kind of things. Two things could happen exactly like that. Being aware of the conversation that you are having with your friends, simultaneously being aware of surrounding your path before you walking. That's happened at the same time. That's how it's happening here. In this crystal clear water, you are very much aware of the space. That's what your attention is. That's where your attention is. Same time, this tiny fish, the separate set of awareness, same like understanding, having conversations like that. What that fish is doing now, the separate set of awareness, like tiny fish, navigating through this still clear water, is not disturbing the water, meaning it's not disturbing your meditations. What that fish is doing, what is the purpose of this fish? Oh, now it comes to the ultimate nature of the awareness. The purpose of the function of that fish is to analyzing. We say, I'm so happy, I'm not happy, I was treated badly. No, I like notion of self. Did you ever analyze? Did you ever wonder what is it? Did you ever wonder? What is self? What is self? What is self? According to Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist meditation, that's very important question. That's very important question. Extremely important question. Why? Everything begins. Everything begins from there. The very beginning of this life, you become attached to self. Then from there, you become attached to mind, all of that. So very self that you become attached. Do you have any clue? Did you ever bother to analyze? Did you ever analyze? Did you ever ask yourself a question, what is self? This is not how it's not how it appears. It's not how it appears. That's your perception. Your perception, how is it? Your
Perception.
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 Perception, perception. Your assumption.
Assumption.
Huh? Your perception. Assumption, perception. Maybe for which one's better? Perception. It's like assumptions.
Assumption is when you like assume something. Perception would be more like the way you perceive something.
What's the difference? What's the difference between the two words? Oh.
I assume that you are a very, very holy man.
Which is not true. Absolutely not true. There's ignorance.
My perception is, I perceive that you appear to be a very, very holy man.
Then which is the best word to use? Your assumption of self, your perception of self, which ones to use?
Perception, I think.
Your perception? Yeah, same? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so the West has more word. Yeah. Yeah, presumption. Yeah. Now there's become 3, so maybe it could be a 4. Anyway, it's not how it appears. That's your perceptions. Self is not how it appears. Self is the nature of self is not how it appears. That's your perceptions. So that's a self that I know till now. That's what I believe. That's me. How it appears. I believe that's me. Maybe that's your perception. That's not according to Buddhist philosophy and also meditations based on ultimate truth. That is not the self. So now, what is self? How I should analyze? Analyzing the table, that's not going to help. That's not table, you never call this self. You never call that's me. That's very clear, that's out of options. So now, What you have, your body, your awareness, you go through them, part by part. How to do? Just sit. Am I my hair? What's your answer? Am I my hair? And then go through each one outside, inside, everything. What do you find? Did you find self? Does that mean self doesn't exist? No, self do exist. So now the question is, what is self? Maybe it's not complicated as we think. Or maybe it doesn't have a story. Story. It's not complicated as you think. Maybe this is all your perception. So somebody project, you project. That's how you, that's not the self. That self maybe does not exist. No? I don't know what to say. What do you say? If you try to find, if you don't find, what do you say? What are you going to say? Huh? So now you are looking for something. If this is that, oh, I look, it's not there. It's clear. There's two people come, yeah, right, you're right, it's not there. It's not there. So now, that for self now, what do you say? I look, I went to every single part, inside, out, even my breathing, the space in my body, awareness, each one that has no problems. It can be self. If it's self, then there'll be big problems. So now, like, what is it? Why you didn't find? Why you didn't find? Why you did not find? So now this word, ngatsam, nga means self, tsam means mere, tsam means mere self, mere self. What is it? What is it? Mere self. What that mere cuts up? Mere means everything that you projected is just excluded. Everything you projected, self that you known, somebody else known, self. Everything that's projected is excluded.
Excluded.
It's excluded. That's why it's called mere self. Mere self. I was called, let's say, I was called John. When I was born, I was called nothing. I was just called baby, no name. I'm not John. Somebody called me John. It's like I don't come out like as a John. Somebody just named me, decide for some reason, for religious reason, cultural tradition reason, name me. You don't come as a John. Hello, I'm John. It's not like that. Doesn't happen like that. So there's so much been projected on that level. That merely level. Or physical structures is merely somebody merely level. That's how you become John. No. Do you ever think like that? No. In my mind, John is something independent, existing. It just happened like this. Nothing to do with something, not like that. So that's been built decade after decade. They're so strong. How to get rid of? So now you meditate. When you're trying to, after your meditation becomes like still clear water, after that, when you're trying to analyze, you cannot find. Does that mean it doesn't exist? No, it means it does exist. It doesn't exist exactly the way it appears. That's the point. it doesn't exist exactly the way it appears. It doesn't exist exactly the way it appears. Then what is that? That is, you could say, illusions. That's illusion. So I'm just throwing a bunch of things there, so making you more confused. Sorry, so there's nothing else there. I don't know other way. So interesting that meditations, everything becomes so like serious, so like when you look at from ultimate nature point of view, there's nothing is serious. Nothing is serious. That you just made it up. Somebody made it up. You just made it up. No. And that's how you see. Not just that. That's what you believe. There's more problems. See, it's good to do some exercise. Not every day. It's best every day. If not, maybe once a while. You were so upset. Analyze. Who's upset? Just analyze who's upset. Kind of, it takes your thought out of that and you analyze, really nothing to find. Doesn't mean doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist exactly the way it appears, the way you perceive. It doesn't exist like that. It exists totally different. Mere John that exists, mere John. Independent John, that's your idea, that's your perception, doesn't exist. So much has been projected that doesn't exist, mere John, mere self. Ngatsam. But that's usually we don't see. We don't experience like that. We don't see like that. We don't perceive like that. We only perceive that something we projected. We are really having a hard time going beyond that. We are stuck. We can't go beyond that. We are just completely stuck. So therefore, it's a good time to analyze. You can't just stuck there. So the problem will never end. Need to move on, trying to get beyond. You can't just stuck there. Go beyond. How? Then first make sure that you don't meditate with the murky mind. Make sure the murky mind become like still clear water by placing your attention on space between thought. Then after that, when your mind becomes like still clear water, so then separate set of awareness like tiny fish. So then analyze. Now analyze. And that's trying to go beyond conventional realities and trying to see the ultimate realities, ultimate nature of self or awareness. So then, so then we will see what we find. So then the text you see, there are some of this text written, not seeing is the best way of seeing. What that means, maybe I'm seeing the best, because you are not seeing yourself. You should not freak out. You are seeing the best, maybe. Not seeing is the best way of seeing. That needs to make sense. This is not just, this is a very important statement that has to make sense. So now, going through, cannot find. I'm not the best person on this planet to explain you this ultimate truth. Maybe one of the worst person to explain these things to you. So, but that's what you get at the moment. That's what you get at the moment. Maybe in future, maybe you'll get a better person. You know, so like, yeah, so all of us, we try to meditate like that. Okay, maybe best every day. If not, you know, so then time to time, if you are so upset with yourself, analyze, and see what you find. Okay? So then I will stop. Stop here. Yeah.
Okay, turn to page 246, and let's read the dedication verses from Master Shanti Deva's Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. 246 in the Gold Prayer Book. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now 244 and 245, and for the long life prayers. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you're the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. The one who mastered his speech at a very young age. The one with great patience who received the name Avatara. The one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa on bliss and void. Lama, ornament of the yellow hat tradition, please remain until samsara ends. Then prayer for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, which is on the inside of the back cover. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of victorious swans, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you wore the arm of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for mother living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss! Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Now the inside of the front cover, the prayer for the long life of Geshe-la. Supreme Guide, you lead us on the many paths of virtue. A shining sun, you give us the best of excellent explanations. Supreme virtuous friend, you are a constant Dharma companion. Lama, who is renounced fame, may you ever remain. For the long life of Geshe Sampo, you who have steadfast imprints of virtuous qualities and keep the instructions of glorious Guru in your heart. You who pass day and night with moral activities, great virtuous friend, may you have a very long life. And 7 green Tara mantras for all sentient beings. Om tare tu re soha. 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 Om tare tu re soha.
Again, wish you all very good, happy New Year, good health, tons of happiness. All my friends on Zoom, so wish you a very good New Year, good health, tons of happiness.
Bye, everyone online. Thanks for joining us this morning. Happy New Year.